So I get between 500 and 1,000 song recommendations each week of things I should react to next. And so I'm trying a new thing over on Patreon where I just put up a request and I told everybody, drop your comments, recommendations, and the list is growing so fast. And I also told people to vote on, to go through and read the other comments, because what I'm looking for are like certain songs that pop off that already have multiple people wanting to hear it. Like Gay, who is one of my supporters, one of my hardcore supporters, Gay, love you, Gay. She recommended the song Slay the Dreamer, a Nightwish song that already had, in a couple hours, had like 5 other people in my community that wanted to hear it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm excited to check this one out. I think I did a little poking around online for this, and it looks like this is the first song, or the first album, not song, the first album that Marco Hietala joined the band back in the day and brought some heavy edge. I love Marco. I know, Gay, you love Marco too. So we're going to have fun checking this one out. Let me introduce myself in case I do end up putting this one up on YouTube. I'm not sure where it's going to live. My name's Tim. I've been a vocal coach for the last 25 years. This is my website here. I have an awesome team of teachers that teach with me in person out here in the Manhattan, Tri-State, Philadelphia area. We do in-person lessons out here, but we have students online all over the world. So if you need a vocal coach, hit us up. The link is down in the description. Last thing to tell you about, one cool thing about my channel is my reactions typically make money for the artists I react to. And the reason is because they put a copyright claim on their song. So when we play them in our reaction, it dings the copyright and makes all the ad revenue on my video go back to them. I have no problem with that. I'm an artist. I love that my reactions are making money for the artists I react to. It's super cool. Only thing that means, though, is your support over on Patreon is really what keeps me going. And for that, for those of you supporting the channel, I try to think of YouTube as the tip of the iceberg and put up as much as I can. And I do have a Nightwish reactions collection of exclusive Nightwish stuff over there if you want to come join. I watched the full Wacken concert. That was so fun with the community. We're going to do some more concerts here as well soon. So the link to that's also down in the description, the Nightwish link. Okay? All right, here we go. Thanks for the recommendation, Gay. I love Nightwish. I'm excited to check this one out. I don't believe I've heard this one yet in any of the big listens. Yeah, anyway, all right, enough rambling. Let's go. Here we go. Oh, right out of the gate for this one. Ah, look at that. That's a great outfit for her. There's the hair. There he is. He's so badass. Wow, look at that. Hold on a second. Look at this. Ha! Floor, that is such a badass outfit. What was this? Wow. Wow. 5 years ago. This phrasing. Oh, nice whammy. Wow. All right, so we're like 2.5 minutes. We're about halfway. All right, let's pause for a minute. Whoa! Holy cow. This is... The energy right out of the gate on this one is so exciting. I want to hear that again. Yeah. Just starting with that down strum, just repetitive guitar lick. And now it comes in, ba-ba-bum. It's like, So it comes in on like the and of beat 1 in that next measure. We've got... That's cool. Da-da-da. That little offbeat accent just, it makes you feel so unsettled, like, you know, in such a good way. That's what syncopation does. Then we drop down to the, what are we down to? We're down on that E. This is just menacing, this opening here. So Slay the Dreamer. What are we talking about? I love the phrasing. So we have the accent. The start of the phrase comes after beat 1. Da 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 da. That's cool. So wow, I mean, this is so mesmerizing. I'm so distracted by the music and Floor's singing, and that's crazy outfit. I haven't seen her in anything like that. And then you know, just the badass of this track. There's so much I'm processing. I'm like trying to also now look at the words a little bit and see. This is like zoomed out poetry. I'm a priest for the poorest sacrifice. I'm but a raft in a sea of sorrow and greed. Interesting. Your slit tongues licked my aching wounds like a tongue of a snake. So, interesting. Who are we talking about? That little... The first time I saw that, I thought that he did something to her. Fire... So... But it's like a... Put a stake. So that was her like it was him putting a stake through her heart. Okay. That was good. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny, but it was funny. Like, I just love the playfulness. They're all so, their stage presence and charisma, the way they play off of each other, it's so charming. And I mean, this was, wait, was this from, it was uploaded 5 years ago, but that doesn't mean it was from 5 years ago, right? How long, when did Marco leave the band? It wasn't that long ago, right? Interesting. Oh, what up? You hear his it was funnier than Marco on that part. Interesting. So you're slaying the dreamer. Okay, so we've got this, she's singing about put a stake through my heart, drag me into the sunlight, and you're slaying the dreamer. So there's somebody, so the protagonist singing the song, Floor's the dreamer, and slaying the dreamer is like the person attacking or killing or hurting the protagonist of the song, something like that. Interesting. That little eighth note bass, boom, 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 it just keeps that drive. It's like, I don't always hear Floor sing with that much grit. That's she really got her false chord grit active. Whenever we sing with false chord grit, we make distortion during the holding of a note. If we're doing vocal fry, that sound, we can't sing a normal sound and do it at the same time because that requires the vocal folds to be active to do vocal fry. So if you ever hear someone sustaining grit while singing a note, it's always false chord grit. And Floor is such an incredible shapeshifter, from the most beautiful, sweet, pristine operatic head voice sounds to the most guttural, growly sounds. Got it! Oh, good. And of course, Marco. He's got the grit control in his voice. So I mean, he's a really impressive vocalist too. Yeah. That's cool. That big fat or that big whammy bar. Oh my God. What's really cool about that is you can really emulate like vibrato or like vocal wailing even more with it. You know, that's one of the cool things of whammy bars. Almost the same as like with a theremin. Have you ever seen a theremin? Those old instruments like used in horror movie sounds. You can do a lot of weird emulating of the human voice. There are lots of instruments historically, both traditional and non-traditional instruments that are about emulation of the human voice. I mean, whenever you see someone doing vibrato on an instrument, that's really throwing back to the voices and how the voice does vibrato a lot of times. Like violin players, you know, there's like, you sing the instrument kind of. How high was that? That was an E natural, man. So that's normally where the female voice will be basically like starting to want to release from any chest voice in the tone. Especially that E natural. We can be, the female voice, super comfortable. The chest voice can be really pushed and pressed and brassy up to like that B right there. Then once we get to this C, this like C5, that's when we need to start thinning out the amount of brassiness in the chest voice. When we get to usually the B or the C. And we can be in a thinned out brassiness from like B to E flat usually. And then once we cross that E flat and we get into this range where she just sang that note, the body really starts to ask for an offloading of the thickening of the chest voice and the tone. And you have to start getting headier and lighter in your tone as you go higher than that. It's so impressive that she was still able to maintain some brassiness all the way up to that note right there. See? That's an E. Same thing. She's even got some false chord grit on it too. Wow. Floor. A little creaky door exit. That was cool. Now we're on. Oh! Yeah. Oh, Mott. Yeah, let's go. Oh, that's good. I just got goosebumps. Oh, yeah. Whoa! Oh, straight up goosebumps. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Is she saying something, or was that just vocalized? Like, oh. Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! I loved how it felt like it was over, and then there was that little this. It feels like we're just gonna have one beat. Ah! What a badass ending that was. Oh my God. And Marco's just an animal on this track. So, oh God, okay, let me go back here. This was amazing from here to the end. Let's break this part down now. Wow. It's like everybody's on the quarter note. But get down, down, boom, boom, boom. There's just so much weight on that quarter note. We've got the kick. Sounds like we have the snare. We've got the bass accenting, downward drum, or downward strumming on the guitar. Is it? Even cymbals, down, down. Oh, it's so good. Makes me want to, like, it's just so aggressive. Also seeing, that was Tuomas, right, behind the keys. It's like hardcore headbanging. Like, we're going to have Whiplash tomorrow headbanging. Yeah, everybody's getting it. Wow. I like go da-da-da-da-da. Bring it up now. Marco is so menacing. You see the look in his eyes, like, ah! He's like got like a sort of crazy Joker look in his face. So good. Floor. You know, when I've talked to students, I've had worked with students before who have done shows where they had to do something stylistically diverse, like, you know, do some belting of a song and then do some opera, and it's always tricky. Like, it's always tricky because sometimes if you belt really hard on your voice, it almost like it messes with or slightly irritates the mucosal membranes in your throat and makes the purity and cleanliness of your head voice harder to access. Alternatively, sometimes people have a hard time if they program too many songs that are like light head voicey or operatic songs, and then they have to belt after that. It's a real common issue for musical theater singers who do like a recital or, you know, some sort of singing presentation where they're doing multiple styles. Because in musical theater, you're going to have many times where you sing in a classical style or a contemporary style in the same work or something like that. So it's a tricky thing for most people. But for Floor, like, she was like growly, like really, like super edgy on her voice in this part of the song over here. But then by the time we got here, she's pure on flipped over to her classical voice as if it's not hard to do or something. By the way, an interesting thing about head position. If you watch singers and really study them, you'll notice opera singers will have a tendency to, not all the time, but like, oh, they're kind of doing this type of a head posture. Almost like almost kind of keeping the chin in a little bit. oh, because all the space is taken care of on the inside. If you watch people who are like rock singers, pop singers singing high notes, yeah, you'll see like a lot of tilting back of the head. It all has to do with what's happening inside the back of the throat. For opera, we have all the space on the inside, so we don't need to tilt. But in pop and contemporary styles, the larynx elevates, and then we have to tilt our heads and open up more. She'll sometimes tilt and sometimes not, depending on if she's doing operatic or contemporary pop rock styles. He was way up. So she did right, and right into the grit. Wow. That switch, being able to switch that fluently. Once again, Floor is just, I mean, my God. That grit's so nasty. Margot's just spitting. You best! Ah! You can really feel the arytenoids. Like he's in like a growl. Yeah! So when we do those types of sounds, what we're doing is we're activating the arytenoids and getting them into the sound. I've been messing around a lot with that because I've been studying some beatboxing. And beatboxers do a lot of the arytenoid vibration the same way metal singers do, except that they pitch it. They'll get a pitch to it when metal singers just, yeah, it's just like getting this nasty distortion on your voice. Rather your precious glitter. Oh, that was cool. Wow. Then this part. It's almost like a war cry, but in her head voice in an operatic tone. Interesting. What's the significance of that in the relation to the song? I'm sorry, I'm so stimulated by Marco's performance, Floor's performance, the overall instrumentation and arrangement of the song. My brain's not doing a great job of just thinking about the overall meaning and interpreting the thing being expressed. The song has so many fireworks in it. It's just like, I mean, even literally, like, oh my God. It's definitely aggressive. It's definitely abstract and poetic in the way that Tuomas normally writes stuff. I'm assuming Tuomas write this one too, because he normally writes all of this stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, okay, you're going to have to help me out with meaning on this one. I feel like if I would have to go back and spend another 10, 15 minutes breaking it down, and we're already at almost 24 minutes on this reaction. So I'm going to leave it to you all to help me fill in the gaps on what this song is about. I get the general idea. It feels like, we're kind of calling out someone who's torturing us or something, and like, you're killing the dreamer in me, maybe. Like, and I'm kind of reading pretty literally into it, but maybe I'll have to do another pass at some point down the road and just break this down further. Well, when we listen to concerts, or whatever concert this comes up in, I'm sure we can deep dive into it a little bit more. But anyway, why don't I stop there? That was a cool one. Thanks, Gay, for putting that song on my radar. And I guess I do have a general question. What is the heaviest Nightwish song? What is the most just, what is it? I'm curious. If you could let me know down in the comments, that would be awesome. All right. Thanks so much for watching this. If this did make it to YouTube, please subscribe, click the notification to stay up to date on my latest stuff. I'm not going to be stopping doing this anytime soon. And thanks again to those of you supporting the channel over on Patreon. Like I said, it keeps me going and all that stuff. So, all right. I'll see you soon. Cheers.